This week, Be'ezrat Hashem, we are starting Parashat. We're reading Parashat Ki Tavo. I will tell you, Parashat Ki Tavo starts off with the pasuk that says, "V'haya ki tavo el haaretz, asher Hashem Elokecha noten lecha nahala, v'rishta v'yashavta ba." So, translation: it'll be when you enter the land that Hashem, your God, gives you as an inheritance, and you possess it and dwell in it. The Or HaHayim HaKadosh says about this parasha, Vehetzatzti beparasha zo. I looked into the deeper meaning of this parasha. Sheromezet gam ken bi'at eretz ha'elyona. That this parasha is not just talking about Eretz Yisrael, Ki Tavo el haaretz being Eretz Yisrael. V'haya ki tavo el haaretz means when you come to Olam Haba, when you come to the future land of Olam Haba. And he says, first of all, the pasuk says V'haya ki tavo. What does the word V'haya mean? V'haya, the Midrash tells us, V'haya lashon simcha. Bereshit Rabbah, Midrash 42:3, wherever it says the word V'haya, it means simcha. So says the Or HaHayim Kadosh, she'en ra'ui la'adam l'smoach ela k'sheyavo la'aretz ha'elyona. You'll never have what to really truly be happy of until you get to Olam Haba. As it says in Mishlei, Batishak leyom aharon. She has joy at the last day when you get to the final place. Ki simchat olam hazeh ena ela hevel ur'ut ruach. Simcha in this world is all but fake. It's nothing there. It's not true. Rav Elbaz, Reuven Elbaz, Shlita, he writes as follows. Listen to this, Rabotai. It was 1953. A British expedition decided they're going to climb Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth, 8,848 meters above sea level. It was never done. People tried, people fell, people died. Never happened. And in 1953, Edmund Hillary was the team leader for this expedition, and he made it to the top of the mountain. He made it, finally. They made it. First time anyone made it up there. And when he was interviewed, how did he feel about going up there? What was it like? What was the whole experience? This is his tshuva, this is his answer. He said, at first when I got up there, I felt incredible joy. I was so happy. I was so satisfied. I reached the top of Mount Everest, the top of the world, the highest place on earth.
And then he says, how am I getting down?
And moments later he says, what's here? What did I work for? Why did I come here? There's nothing here. What did I do on top of here? I worked so hard to get here. I finally got here. And ein li shum davar po. I have nothing here.
Because he lost the reason for life now.
That was his drive.
Yeah, he lost the drive.
It says with Reuven Elbaz, that's the same exact thing on earth. People think, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this car. I'm going to get this house. I'm going to go to that vacation. I'm going to get this and that. And then I'm going to have simcha. They get there, and guess what? It's lacking.
The expression I use, fantasy sometimes is better than reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you one thing. Today, with the Instagram and TikTok and all these things, they make things look so good.
Exactly.
And then you come there, they say, what's this? What's that? You got? What's happening here? This is not what they showed me. You know, they show you the burger. They show you the fries that come with it. All the different angles. It's so sizzling. You come to the restaurant, you try it. Then you got all excited. You were so excited for this burger because they showed it to you. It looks so good. You come and try it. It's nothing special. Nothing here. Doesn't even taste good. Right? This is Olam Hazeh. Olam Hazeh. Every time you think, I got something great, I got something good, it's amazing, it turns out to be absolutely nothing.
That's why people want to die with Kiddush Hashem. Usually, not believe but die.
Hafetz Chaim, the Hafetz Chaim, he said that during World War I, he had to flee. And he took shelter in a distant village. In the village named Sonovok. Okay? One of the Jewish families took the Hafetz Chaim in. He says, while he was there was a little girl who owned a doll. And
what?
a doll.
Booba.
Okay? And she played constantly with it, and she named the doll Lulka.
Lulka?
Lulka.
Lalka.
One day,
Spanish name.
one day,
Lalka.
here it says Lulka, but it's probably Luli. You know, in Eretz Yisrael they have the kids shows Luli. Okay, one morning, the girl woke up and discovered her doll was missing. She searched everywhere, could not find it. Whole day she's crying, Luca, where is it? Looking all over for it. The Hafetz Chaim said, when I heard this, I said, what a Musar Haskil over here. What an important Musar. He says, the child will grow up one day. She'll be 5, she'll be 10, she'll be 20, she'll be 25. And one day her parents are going to tell her, you remember when you were 2 or 3 years old, you were crying for Lulka all day? And she'll laugh and she'll say, I cried over that, over some cloth and some nonsense. Says the Hafetz Chaim. And what about us? Are we any different? How many times we're crying, we need this experience, we need that, we need this, we really need Hashem, please. And we're crying about our Lulkas. And we don't realize that the only thing that's really going to get us somewhere is the Torah. Is the real Romimot, the real high thing in the world that's going to get us to that high point, is the Torah. If we're running after Lulkas, and we're running after the next burger, and the next vacation, and the next this, the next that, you're not getting any simcha. It's not here, it's not in this world. It's in the world to come. The Or Chaim writes further. The pasuk says, in the next pasuk it says, after they came to Eretz Yisrael, "V'lakachta merishit kol peri ha'adama asher tavi me'artzecha asher Hashem Elokecha noten lach v'samta batena v'halachta l'makom asher yivcha Hashem Elokecha v'shaken shemo sham." You're going to take bikurim. You're going to take the first of the fruits and you bring them to Jerusalem, bring them to Eretz Yisrael, to the Mikdash. Says the Or HaChaim HaKadosh. V'lakachta? What does that mean, v'lakachta? You take merishit. You know what it is? Al derech omram b'sefer hazohar. Ki kol asher ya'aseh ha'adam me'hamitzvot u'ma'asim tovim v'odo hai. All the mitzvot ma'asim tovim that he does while he's still alive, mitkabetz al yad ad yom netziato. He's collecting them until he goes up to olam haba. Uvahem mekabel penei hamelech. And with these mitzvot, the Masim Tovim and the Torah he learns, he approaches the Melech Malchei HaMelachim. Kederech omro v'halach lefanecha tzidkecha. Your righteous deeds will precede you. V'hu omro v'lakachta mereshit kol peri. Perish lo yikach be'ado lakpeu penei Hashem ela midvarim hamubharim sha'asa ba'olam hazeh. Od Ramaz El HaTorah Shenikrat Reshit. That's what it says. V'lakachta Reshit. When you take the Reshit, Mazeh Reshit? Reshit Zeh Torah. V'lakachta Mereshit. When you take your Torah and you go to Olam Haba, that's the only entrance. That's the only way you can pay to go in. You have to collect it on this world. We have in front of us chances and opportunities to do mitzvot and ma'asim tovim. So where are we? What are we doing? Are we letting everything slip by? Or are we grabbing the opportunities to do them? The Mishnah Pirkei Avot says, don't believe yourself until the day you die. As long as a person lives, he cannot relax. He cannot say, okay, I did good. You know, I learned 5 hours today. I helped the old lady cross the street. I took her groceries into the house. I'm good. I'm done. My good deed for the day. By the way, that is, I believe, a Geisha expression. That I did the good deed for the day.
Yeah.
That's what they tell me.
Yeah, they say, yeah.
I did my good deed for the day. What's that? What was a good deed for the day? Every opportunity you have to do good, you have to do good.
No, today's not good.
That's it. I'm good. I'm done. Right? No, shalom. Everything. But the kahta mereshit. This is your chance to gather it. You're not going to have time later on. There are people, unfortunately, who went their whole life, no mitzvot, no masim tovim, no Torah. What do you think happens to them later on? It's over. End game. You know, you play the game, game over. There's no redos, there's no extra lives. That's it, finished.
They say Einstein died empty-headed. So what's empty-headed? Had no Torah in the head. He was a genius and the other things, professor.
Listen to Rabbi Yehuda Tzadka, Zer Tzadik Levacha, Rosh Hashiva, Porat Yosef. He says, how many blessings does a person recite in 70, 80 years of his life? How many barachot you say? 70 shana, 80 shana.
Let's say 100 a day, no?
So he says from childhood, a Jew recites at least 100 blessings a day, right? 100 barachot kol yom. Aside from the extra barachot, multiply 100 blessings by 365 days a year, you're talking about 36,500 barachot per year. If you're doing 100 barachot a day, 36,500 barachot per year. Multiply it by a lifetime of 70, 80 years, you have millions. All these berachot are supposed to come with you to Olam Haba. When you go to Olam Haba, they're going to have in back of you the train, the freight train, and the trucks, and the cargo planes. They're all coming with your mitzvot. They're all coming with your berachot.
למה אתה שולח מנחה?
נו?
שהמנחה לפניך, שיראו את המנחה זה מרכך. לפני שאתה מגיע לבן אדם, אתה מרכך אותו עם המנחה שנתת.
So we're sending these as presents.
כן, זה עושה, נותן לך את השירות לפני שאתה מגיע. מוריד את הלחץ עליך.
He says that these barachot, these masim tovim, they come in front of you to try to make the playing field nicer for you. So when you come there, they're already more pleasant to you. So that's what he says.
What's with Aviron?
Now, an unworthy blessing will not be accepted. A bracha without kavanah, a bracha where everything is, swallowed, the whole bracha, it's buchata, right? And he doesn't say the words correctly, will not be accepted. Yeah, burichata is not going to be accepted for you. It's not going to be accepted for you.
You said mincha becomes law.
That's not for us. That's the wrong way of saying it. Lehem, efshar. Efshar shehu would say over. לא יודע. But efshar. Right, it does become. Rav Moshe says that if it becomes a way of saying things, even if it's wrong, it becomes acceptable in halacha. A blessing without kavanah, no kavanah. He didn't say clearly. A person may find out that we're going to do this. What they're going to do? You're going to bring all the trains of berachot, and then the angels are going to look. What's here? Well, what's here? This out. This out. This out. This out. He has 2 berachot left. Chas v'shalom.
But what did no, hold on a second. Rabbi Yigal said like this, that somebody approached him in bingo and said, this guy said that crippled barachot go to Satan, goes to Sheidim, and so this guy left the Jewish guy. But he said, no, but he made a mistake. He said, this crippled brachot, only one bracha, if you say proper, all of them fix them themselves. If you have 2, so the whole train is accepted.
If you do tshuva for those barachot, efshar to say that it turns into good stuff.
No.
But stam, I said one beracha, good. All the berachot, I'm not. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure Abigail read svarim that I didn't read, and person does tshuva. It works, but tshuva is a very big process. If you have time to go through the sharet tshuva, you see tshuva is not. I'm sorry, and I'm good. There's a huge process from end to beginning to end to what to do.
I have blue already.
Right? Now, listen to this. people, instead of paying attention to their olam haba, are focused about this world. They're building mansions, they're acquiring money. What happens to the all in the end?
Can't take it with him.
Nothing goes with him.
It goes, it stays.
It stays here. It goes to the children. How many children, by the way, when the parent gets old and he becomes crippled, they send them to the nursing home right away so they can take over the house. That's it.
There's a very famous story.
How do you know this? You did this?
Listen to this story, Rabotai.
So it's a famous story about Anshe Rothschild. He was the richest Jew ever. I mean, supposedly in the whole world, he was the richest Jew. And he wrote 2 letters, and he told his son, one letter open up when I die, and the other letter open up after I die. They open up the letter after they bury him. So he opened up the first letter and says, please bury me in socks. You heard the story? Right? It says, please bury me in socks. Goes to the Rav. I want to bury my father. I want to keep it out to bury him socks. No, you can't do that. So and this and that. And they couldn't bury him socks. And the second letter was, see, with all the money, I couldn't even take my socks with me. You know.
היה משהו אחר, סיפור יותר יפה. האבא אמר לילדים, אני רוצה את כל הכסף אחרי המוות איתי. אמרו לאבא, צבא עד צבא, נפטר. לקחו כתבו $300 מיליון, שמו לי את הצ'ק. אמרו לו, אבא, הנה הכסף נפטר. עכשיו לא תפרע אותו.
They gave him a check. It's good currency.
הם הקימו את הצבא, משהו אמר לעשות.
What about Bitcoin?
I will tell you. Now,
Did you understand what he said?
he said,
him out a check.
yeah, he said, bury me with all my money. So they said, sure. They gave him a check instead.
I sat in his chair. I went to the shul in Paris.
הוא אומר,
The great synagogue.
שמע את התמימות שלו, הוא בא, ומה עם הכסף? בחרו אותו? לא, הם השאירו אותו בבא.
No, he gave him a check and didn't the cash.
I will tell you, now that we have an idea here from the Orach Chaim HaKadosh, to focus on our Olam Haba, v'lakachta mereshit, focus on our Torah learning for Olam Haba. Rabbi Reuven Elbaz Shlita wants us to focus on one more thing. That we have to realize that the tests, the nisyanot, the tests that come to us, are tests to give us an opportunity to succeed and to get more Olam Haba, schar for Olam Haba, passing the tests that come our way. And he brings out an amazing story. Listen to this. There was a wedding held in the city of Ruzhin. And there was a wealthy millionaire that was part of the wedding. In the middle of the wedding, somebody came and said that your ship, he was into shipping and handling, he was taking things back and forth, a merchant ship, that was carrying a massive cargo of golds and diamonds and merchandise, sunk into the sea. When this wealthy man heard this, he fainted on the spot.
What, he didn't insure it?
Fainted on the spot. I guess they didn't have insurance. And all of a sudden, emergency personnel, the people came, they're rushing and putting water, they're giving him the salts. They're waking him up. And every time he wakes up, he remembers that his ship sank, and he faints again. And he faints again. He wakes up, faints. The Rebbe Yisrael of Ruzhin, he says to them, tell him when he wakes up again that there was a mistake and it's not his ship. So next time he wakes up, he said, my ship. They said, no, it wasn't your ship. And he stopped fainting.
Give him a chance.
About 2 hours later, messengers come in and they tell the rich man, oh, we heard that your ship sank, but you know what? It was a mistake. It wasn't your ship, it was someone else's ship. And they say, we already knew this. The Rebbe told us. They said it's impossible the Rebbe knew because it was just now confirmed. The people who were watching, I think, just now said. So they came to the Rebbe and said, Rebbe, you have Ruach HaKodesh. How did you know that his ship didn't sink? You saw Ruach HaKodesh? He said, no Ruach HaKodesh over here. He said, how did you know? He says, because the Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't give a person a challenge. Hashem doesn't give a person a test unless he can overcome it, unless he can succeed, unless he could be successful in that test. This guy heard that his ship sank and he kept fainting. I knew that it wasn't his test. Because he can't do it. He can't handle it. So if it's a test that he can't handle, then it's not for him. So I knew his ship was still up. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us tests, nisyanot, that we la'amod bo, that we can stand for it. We can do it. Someone once told me a beautiful English expression that says, the one who puts you to it can pull you through it. The one who put you in that is going to get you over there. It's a test for you to succeed. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to grow. He wants you to become stronger and better. There's a famous mashal that I say to explain this idea. I read it once in the Pnima Al-Torah from Rabbi Sheinbaum. It's mashal as follows. There was a little boy. He wanted a pet. So his mother came up with an ingenious idea. She took a caterpillar and gave it to him to be a pet. What does a caterpillar turn into?
Butterfly.
Turns into a butterfly. At some point, the caterpillar closes itself off, okay, and makes a, okay, and now he's in there for a while, and when he's ready to come out, he starts to come out of this cocoon, okay? Story goes, the boy comes back every day, and he's watching, and he finally sees the butterfly is trying to come out, but there's a very strong wrap around him, right? And he's trying to come out, and the boy feels bad for him. So what does the boy do? He gets a pair of scissors and he cuts the cocoon, he cuts it open and he lets the butterfly out. The butterfly comes out and the butterfly's wings are not working. They're all deformed, they're not in the right shape, and the butterfly can't fly. The boy says, what is this? He calls his mother, the butterfly, something's wrong. Mother says, give it another day, maybe it takes a day, you know. He comes back home the next day, same story. Next day, same story. So the mother tries to help him. She calls, at that time no Google, so she calls the college, the university, and she speaks to one of the butterfly experts. And they says the butterfly came out of the cocoon and he can't fly. What's the story? My son is so devastated. So the professor said, let me speak to your son. She puts him on the phone. He says, what? Tell me what happened. You were watching when he came out? He said, yes, I was watching it. And he was having such a hard time coming out, so I took a scissor and I helped and the professor said, well, that's exactly why he can't fly. Do you understand that when the butterfly is coming out of the cocoon, he's fighting against it? That's when his wings take shape. The water pushes into here, pushes into there, and he makes it shape when he's fighting against it. And then once he's able to come out of it himself, that's when he can fly. Rabotai, it's the same thing with us. These challenges are not there to make our lives worse. The challenges are not there to make our life harder. The challenges are there to make us better, to put wings on us, to make us able to fly, to soar, to do the things that we're supposed to do. That's why we have these challenges. They're not stam there for, just for you to have a hard time with. It's for you to grow from. That's why it's for you. That's why my challenge is not his challenge. My Yitzhara is not his Yitzhara. Everyone has, right? Ezehu Gibor, HaKovesh et Yitzro. His Yitzhar. Not the other guy's Yitzhar. HaYitzhar Sheli. I have a different Yitzhara. You have a different Yitzhara. And everyone's tests and challenges are meant specifically, tailor-made for him, so his wings can come out and he can grow and do the proper thing. That is when a person has to go, his mindset, when he comes to a challenge. Rav Shalom Shadron, he says, he was once walking with, he says a certain Rebbe was once walking with his Talmidim, Hasidim, in Eretz Yisrael, and they were in a Chiloni side of town, and the people were trying to sell newspapers. So someone called out, we have Yediot, we have news. And the Rebbe said, oh, this news, Yediot of Tumah, Yediot of terrible things. Then they heard, someone says, we have the newspaper, Ma'ariv, we have the Ma'ariv. So he said, Ma'ariv, it's darkness. This is the newspaper of darkness. They said, we have the newspaper, Ha'aretz. He said, this is like Haromis, the creatures are crawling on the ground. Ha'aretz. Another newspaper, Olam Hazeh. He said, they're only worried about Olam Hazeh, not Olam Haba. Then they have a newspaper. One guy was screaming, come buy the newspaper. I don't know if I'm reading it correctly. Ha'olam hazeh, ha'olam ha'kol no'ah. Is that how you say cinema? Kol no'ah.
Noah.
No'ah.
Noah.
No'ah. No. Noah. So he said, ha'olam hazeh, ha'olam ha'kol no'ah. So the Rebbe said, whoa. You heard that, Musa? The newspaper's name is the newspaper of this world. Ha'olam hazeh, a world of movies, okay, of cinema. The Rebbe said, Zenachon, Zeha Musa. You should know that this world is a world full of cinema. Meaning, you know what cinema is? You know what movies are? Cinema. My father came here in the 1970s. He was learning in the Mir Yeshiva. He said at that time, it was a big thing. There was a movie that came out, Jaws. I never saw it, but apparently it's about sharks.
I saw it.
So he said it was a very big thing.
Yeah.
And a Cholamoid, he was a mashgiach in California, or I think it was California, near Hollywood. And he said there was a museum there of how they made the movie. So him and the other mashgichim, they had some time off, right? And they wanted to go check it out.
It's in the Universal Studio.
Yeah. So he said he went there, and he sees everything. Everything is a joke. There's nothing there. There's a small this like that, and this is how they make the whole movie. It's all they make. You know how to do it. Green screen. You ever know what a green screen is? They put a green screen there. Okay. They have a camera, and then they put everything in CGI, right? Computer generated images.
No, but at that time,
There's nothing there.
Jaws, they didn't have.
There's nothing there. Everything. Even then,
They didn't have.
they didn't have CGI, but they had camera angles.
But it was mechanical.
So when I was younger, I once watched a movie that showed how they made Star Wars, right? It's the biggest joke in life, all right? They want to make something tall, you take the camera from the bottom, look up, right? You now make this look very tall. You want to make it look short, you go this way. They take a fake toy, they put a camera like this, and now you think it's like this. Everything in one room, the whole movie.
Yes, I saw the Spider-Man. They put on the floor the picture, and it's like a
Said Rabbi Shadron, he said, this is the truth. The world we live in is a movie. The whole world is one giant film. It's a pure illusion. Just in a movie, everything seems real. Wow. But you turn on the lights, the screen is empty. This is the same thing with the world that we live in. It's projection. It looks solid, but it's all fleeting. That's what Shlomo HaMelech said. Hevel havolim hakol. Hevel. Everything's fake here. It's all fake. It's all one giant joke. And our point is to realize this is Olam Hazeh. This is not the end game. There's Olam Haba. That's the end game. That's how our minds have to be focused. You're going to go to Olam Haba. You want simcha. Take the stuff now. בטח.
ושם בנו יצר הרע, כי בלי יצר הרע גם ילדים לא היו. אז אתה יודע, הטבע שהשם נתן בטבע של האדם, הוא לבנות.
100%.
למרות שהוא ישאיר הכל פה וילך. זה הטבע, אם לא, העולם לא יתקיים.
Agreed. A person has to get married. A person has to build a house. A person has to get
לא
things.
תשתול עכשיו.
But-
יהיה לו עוד 100 שנה לדורות הבאים.
but-
לא יהיה להם עצים. אף אחד יגיד, מה בדור, מה אכפת לי, מה אני צריך כלום. זה לא ככה.
Right? The Gemara says the guy with the carob tree. How long is it? 70 years to make. So why are you planting it? Oh, someone planted it for me, so I'll plant it for them.
להבין, זה העבודה הקשה. לדעת שזה לא העיקר. זה העבודה הקשה. זה העבודה הקשה.
So Rav Avi said it beautifully. He said, yes, Olam Hazeh is here. And yes, Olam Hazeh, you have to do things. You have to get married, you have to have children, you have to have a house, you have to have cars, you have to have a business, you have to have parnasah, you have to have everything. But to know that it's not the ikar, it's not the most important part. The real thing that you're leading to is Olam Haba. That knowledge, that chokhmah, that idea is what's going to make the difference between you and the Amaretz. That's what's going to make a difference between what we do, how we prioritize life, and what we do in it. And this, Rabotai, is a very, very important lesson. Listen to this, Rabotai. Chacham Ovadia had a chavuta.
חכם, לא חם.
Chacham
עובדיה.
Ovadia.
הוא של חם עובדיה.
See, I swallowed the words. Chacham Ovadia had a chavuta. Okay? And his chavuta said as follows. Listen, he says, I want to tell you what it was like learning with Chacham Ovadia. He said every evening, after we finished learning in Parshat Yosef, we would go home for dinner. At 8 o'clock p.m., we would meet up in the Be'er Sheva Bet Knesset. And we would learn there for 5 hours straight. So go from 5 hours later to 1 a.m. That's what it says. We learned the Shulchan Aruch B'iyun. Every Siman, every Perush, the Shach, the Taz, Magen Abraham. And the Chavuta says that at 1 o'clock, I was completely drained. I had no more koach to learn. And I would say, Chacham Ovadia, that's it, must speak, I cannot learn anymore, I gotta stop. And he said, Chacham Ovadia would tell me, stop making excuses, you still have strength. Let's learn another Siman. Let's learn one more, it's very short. And then we'll go home. He said, when we finished that Siman, I would tell Chacham Ovadia, listen, I gotta go now, that's it, I'm done. And sometimes I would escape. And Chacham Ovadia said, listen, just one more half hour, just another half hour. And he says, I always wondered where he got the strength, how he had the koach to do this. He would learn to such a late hour, and then he woke up early in the morning to walk to the yeshiva with Chacham Ben Zion, Abba Shaul, right? Another Chamutat that he would walk with, and walk to the old city. And the Chavuta says, true, he had a very good memory. But in terms of an analytical skills of how to learn, he said, I was exactly like Chacham Ovadia. I was just as good as him. But you know what he said? I didn't have Misirut Nefesh. When I learned. And then when I couldn't learn, I didn't learn. Chacham Ovadia did not. He realized Torah is the most important thing. He kept going and going. He didn't worry about Parnasah. He didn't worry about anything. It's time to learn. He became Gadol Hador. He created an empire. He created Torah by the Sfaradim that was falling apart. He reestablished it. He made it that there exists. He made his family set up, right? Since Chacham Ovadia, you have Chacham Yitzchak Yosef, Chacham David Yosef, Abraham Yosef, Yaakov Yosef, all of them, the whole family, the in-laws, this, that. He established it. Why? Misut Nefesh. Torah is so important. He continued to learn and learn and learn. The Havetz Chaim said, a person who arrives in the next world, he's Yirat Shemayim. He's given Olam Haba. He comes to Gan Eden. What happens in Gan Eden? What happens in Olam Haba? What do they do there? They're playing sheshbesh. They're playing shachmat, sheshbesh. No. מה עושים בעולם הבא? לומדים Torah. They're sitting and they're learning Torah. But you know what? It's only v'lekachta mereshit. Meaning, it's only the Torah that you learned here that you're going to be able to learn there. If you did not learn that Torah here, you will not be able to learn it there. People will come to Olam Haba. That's right. That's it. What you have, you have.
Whatever you learn here, you're going to repeat.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to open new things, learn new stuff with it?
You can learn new understandings, but not new Torah. Okay? Exactly. Exactly. As long as you learn something here of that sefer, of that idea, if you didn't understand it, in Shamayim, they'll give you a full understanding. But if you didn't learn it at all, you didn't try, you didn't do it, you didn't pick it up, you're going to come to Shamayim, Moshe Rabbeinu is going to give drasha, he's going to give shi'ur, and you're going to be there. You're thinking you're in Gan Eden, you're going to be in Gehenna. Because you're going to be sitting there 4-hour drasha, 6-hour drasha, and you understand nothing. Because you didn't learn it on this world. No, there ain't no present. In my Torah. No. That's a mistake right there. That's a mistake. You're right. When Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Shemaim, he got a present of Torah, but he didn't get it on the first day. How many days later he got it? When did he get it? After what? After every day trying to learn, forgetting it, trying again. He never gave up. He went again and again and again. Then HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to Torah. Not just Moshe Rabbeinu, everybody. There's no way for us to understand Torah. Torah is knowledge of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You understand Hashem? You understand how he has no body? You understand he's behind time? We don't understand nothing of Hashem. So how could you dare understand the Torah? The only reason why we have some inkling and some understanding in the Torah is because Hashem gives it to us as matana. But that means you first had to learn it. That's why my Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Pam, he said a lot of people, a sefer falls, what do? They kiss it. He says that the sefer is mohel the kiss. The sefer doesn't want the kiss. The sefer wants you to open it. The sefer wants you to read it. The sefer wants you to learn it. Don't kiss it, he said. Don't kiss the sefer. Learn the sefer. People are very, very fast at kissing everything. Why? They kiss it and they put it back on the shelf. But if you learn it, it's going to change you. Right? Our job on this world is to learn as much as possible. Never pass it off, never push it off, never say later, never say this, never say that. You have a chance to learn, you take the opportunity to learn. You know, if you look, in the days of old, there was nothing else to do. Right? The people were working very long, and when they had time to take off, they learned Torah. They had Mishnayot, they had this, they had that. Today, Baruch Hashem, we have Davim Kaila.
There was no such thing as Kaila, by the way.
We have Davim Kaila. And the Yisra gave you busy stuff. Candy Crush, Subway, a surfer. You have here, these are games that they just play. Okay? And you have here the news you can read.